Hello, people of the internet. My name is Mia Cotton, and welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome. We begin today's episode in a fantasy throne room because we are getting visions shared with us by Damien because, you know, we need that good old exposition and backstory from our demon boys because we didn't get that. We didn't really get a lot of it before now. So now we're getting exposition. Yay! And we're gonna hopefully find out why Diana wants to kill us so bad and why she wants these boys' things so bad. It's the first minute, so I can't say the word that I really want to say. You know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. Where am I? I looked down at myself to stand... I looked down at myself to stand only to see my body as translucent as a ghost. Whoa. I jumped up and inspected my hands in a sudden panic. I was see-through. Why? What was going on?
How dare they try to negotiate with me? Do they not know whom they speak to?
I don't even know who you are, man. I gasped and ran behind a nearby pillar away from the voice. The sound of his anger and words frightened every bone in my body, turning me into a frightened child.
My lord, please calm yourself.
Nope.
Calm? They're merely testing my resolve. I have more than half of a mind to send my greatest armies to take what should be mine. They are mere insects in the way of my kingdom's expansion.
This is why we need to abolish monarchy.
They merely asked for a marriage joining.
Yeah.
So I'm to bow to them and share my land that I have so rightfully conquered?
Oh, hello. Who are you? You are probably Demon Dad. He looks like Demon Dad. I peeked from behind the pillar to see a large demon covered in royal clothes, but buff enough to be a military commander. His rage practically emanated from his body as he growled at his servant.
They are willing to give their land to you, sire. All they ask is for one of your sons to marry their daughter, whom I might add is as beautiful as can be.
He looks like a pig.
This is ridiculous. To suggest that I need their approval to take their land is beyond insanity. What makes them think I care about their precious daughter?
I don't know.
Did I mention that she is a prodigy of her kind, sire?
A prodigy?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, my lord. This succubus is a master of her skills in magic and mind manipulation. She is said to sway armies with a snap of her fingers, despite being as young as she is.
How old are all these guys and girls? Like, how many, is it
Impossible!
I don't know.
If only it were, sire. This succubus is dangerous, but would be a great asset to have should we agree to this arrangement. The only reason she cannot face you, my lord, is because you are the strongest demon in the plains.
Kiss ass.
Is this supposed to change my mind?
I don't know.
Yes, my lord.
You are doing a terrible job at convincing me.
Oh, come on, look at that face. You can't say no to that face. Look at his little face.
My apologies, sire.
Am I being condescending? He's not real, it doesn't matter. I was lost. I could tell they were talking about Diana, but what? Honey! Sweetie! They're showing you backstory! That's why! God!
Father.
I quickly turned my head to see another demon who looks like a mere child staring at the demon commander on the throne. Is it my boy? Father?
Ray Stroud.
Oh,
have you
never
finished
mind.
your training?
Raystro?
Yes, Father.
Which boy is this? I can't recognize their voice over the voice modulator.
Then what do you want?
I want to be with my brothers the best of the day, Father.
What? The demon commander walked to the young demon and gripped his hair, picking him up off the ground and forcing him to look up at his snarl. The young demon, however, looked unfazed.
Arrogance. Why should I allow you to be with them? I should kill you for your lack of respect to me.
That's unnecessary.
Because I want to be with them, Father.
I could only stare as the young demon faced his father. Despite the massive difference between them, the young demon seemed weaker and easy to kill versus the demon commander. Why would this man kill his son, though? Was this commander that ruthless? Yes, clearly. Demon! Demons are... I was going to say demons are bad people, but our Incubi boys are good people. At least I think they are. I don't know what they've done in their past, but you know what? That's what the backstory's for. Why am I talking like this? However, I wasn't expecting him to laugh and release the young demon.
Good! Assertive even in the face of danger. That is why you are my favorite son.
That seems very problematic. I could only stare wide-eyed as the commander placed his hand on the demon's shoulder.
Very well. Go. Tomorrow, you will show me your training.
Which one is Raestro? I think it's James. I don't remember, though. The little demon grinned wildly before running off. It might be Sam.
I have a thought.
Yes, my lord?
What?
How old is this daughter?
As old as your 5th, sire.
No!
Do you believe this proposal is worth it?
No.
Yes, sire.
Tell those insects that they are safe for now. I will consider their offer.
Okay.
Sire, are you certain?
Did I stutter? Now go!
Okay. The demon servant quickly ran off, but as soon as he passed the pillar I was hiding behind, he along with the commander vanished into thin air. What had happened? I didn't get the time to try and figure out I didn't get the time to try to figure that out before a demon who looked around my age walked into the room reading a book. Is that...
Raestrow, your nose is stuck in those books. Will you not lift your head up from them once in a while?
Huh? That voice. Is that Eric? I circled around the pillar to see a second demon leaning against another pillow and smirking at Raestrow.
Aren't you supposed to be with your mother practicing the harpsichord?
I am, but I had a feeling that you were in danger.
What?
Danger? What are you...
Attack!
Oh no! All of a sudden, 3 shadows zipped through the room and slammed into Raestro, forcing him to fall to the ground and drop his bow. Okay, I think James is supposed to be Raestro. As the sight cleared for me, there were 3 other demons in a dog pile with Raestro at the bottom.
No way! You haven't had a break in months from those stupid books. It's time for punishment!
Death by brotherhood! No more reading!
I told you that you were in danger.
I suddenly knew who those demons were. Now? Sweetie! God, why are the protagonists of these games always so oblivious? It's the boys! Duh! Even in the demon world, their brotherly connection was astounding. They were merely younger versions of themselves. Yeah, that is exactly what they are. One of the demons, who I assumed was Matthew, grabbed the book from the floor and opened it, reading it mockingly.
How can you read this, Raestro? It's all about war strategy. It's boring!
I have to, Zakaru! Get off! There's only one thing you need to know about strategy. Kill them all! Take no prisoners!
Okay, that, nope.
You sound just like father.
I couldn't help but giggle. It was cute to see them acting childish with each other. Eventually, James managed to push his brothers off him and stand, brushing himself off.
You all are reckless.
At least we have fun.
It's true. You haven't been with us in weeks. Don't you think it's time for a break?
Yeah!
I'm sure father won't mind.
But I have to...
I know you want to, Raestro.
Damn it.
What is going on here?
Oh, no. I shot my head to the voice to see the commander, aged a little, staring at the boys with his arms across his chest. Damien quickly dashed and hid behind Sam, peeking over his shoulder to see the large commander.
Nothing is going on. We just passed by each other.
Then why does your brother have your book?
Because he was grabbing it because I dropped it.
I was showing him what I was learning, Father.
Return to your studies, Raestrow. The rest of you out of my sight. Do not disturb your brother again.
Aw. I could only stare at James gently, as James gently took his book and, without looking at his brothers, returned to reading. The commander walked past the remaining brothers, growling at Sam and Damien before leaving the room. What was up with that?
Don't worry about it. We'll find a way to get him back.
I don't know. He's on a very tight leash.
Ezra, you're quiet. What did you hear?
He's going to a negotiation meeting. He's going to arrange a marriage.
A marriage? For who?
It must be for one of us.
He
Yeah.
hasn't decided who will marry her. It's a girl from a kingdom he wants to take over.
Eep.
But that's uncharacteristic of him. Usually he'd just attack with the army.
Whatever the case is, one of us is getting married.
I hope it isn't me.
What about Raestro? He's the eldest.
It would make sense, but having a succubus marrying one of us means that she'll be practically married to all of us.
Gross.
Well, what should we do?
I don't know, if it's consensual, I guess it's fine, but also, like, that seems very invasive. Before the conversation could continue, the boys vanished into thin air, fading into different colored mists. They were quickly replaced by an older Damien and Matthew, sitting with each other in the middle of the throne room.
Do you think we should?
Hello. Hi. Hello. There. Hello.
I really want to.
I want to as well. Still, it'll be hard to convince Raisturo, since he's the one about to be married, and he's the favorite.
We don't know that, Zakeru. Maybe she's set to marry you.
No way! I don't want to get married.
I don't think you'll have a problem with that baby face of yours.
Hello. Hi. I looked over to see Sam join the duo, crossing his arms and raising an eyebrow at his brothers.
What are you two talking about?
Stuff.
We got into contact with the human world again.
They were talking to Grandpa.
Come on, Ezreal. You give humans too much attention.
But
No way,
the
you gotta
humans are
listen.
cool.
They apparently have stores and books and schools and stuff.
So what? It's full of humans who piss on each other for no reason. They're no better than the devil spawn.
Nuh-uh, the one we were talking to wasn't like that.
How do you know, Zakeru?
Because we were talking to him.
Because I do!
What is going on here?
Hi.
They want to go to the human world.
Oh,
The
boy.
human world?
Yeah.
Raisturo, think about it. You won't have to marry that girl and be the heir anymore. You could be with us, and we could make lives for ourselves in the new world.
Now you're just talking nonsense.
I vote that we do it.
And now all of them are here in their demon forms, but they're not in the order that they're usually in, which is, never mind. I'm just gonna move on. We're moving on. We're having fun with this story.
Huh? Oh, not you two.
Oh boy.
Think about it. This may be our chance to finally get away from this political nonsense we're stuck in. We may be nobles, but we're still our own beings.
Yeah. Abolish the monarchy.
Restro is in.
What? Ezreal!
Woo! So how do we get there?
Magic.
You kidding me? You don't even know how we'd get there.
A simple spell should work, but it would require someone from the human world to help us get there.
We can ask him.
Oh, he'd definitely help us.
I'm not so sure about...
Reistra, aren't you tired of pleasing Father all of the time?
I am, but...
Excuse me.
If you stay, you'll be married off and become ruler of Father's kingdom. You'll have no time for yourself or with us, and you'll be constantly at war with the other realms for power.
Yeah.
You'll most likely turn into the spitting image of Father.
Ew. That sounds terrible.
What he's saying is get your head out of your ass and let's go.
You didn't want to go a
You don't
second
say
ago.
Yes, I'll drag your princely ass with us. I don't care what that bastard of a father wants.
You didn't want to go a second ago. What are you talking about, Sam, or whatever your name is in this realm?
Come on, Raisturo.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Something. Go to the human world. Kill my grandpa. In the process, God. I couldn't believe what was happening. I was seeing the history of their lives before my eyes. They were nobles, and James was the heir to the kingdom of the commander ruled. Even more so, he was going to be married to Diana. But in the last thing, he said that... Never mind. They sacrificed everything to leave and be together. They'd rather be free than remain in their noble roles. I started to feel a little jealous. They were able to leave while I was still expected to be what my father wanted me to be. How were they able to leave was uncertain still, but I knew I would learn in time. Well, we're in the same boat, because we're both trapped in situations we don't want to be in. Yay, relatable! I closed my eyes and mentally asked Damien to end the vision. As soon as I asked, the world around me slowly vanished, and I was brought back to the bedroom where I sat with my head nestled in Damien's hands. My vision began to clear, letting me fully see the boys around me, all with concerned faces.
So, you now know exactly who we are.
Yeah! Diana is the girl you were arranged to marry?
Not anymore. Once we left, the arrangement was broken. With no sons to marry off, her
Yep.
dad couldn't go through with the marriage deal.
Yep.
If Diana is here for us, that means she's trying to save her kingdom from being attacked.
Oh man, now I feel guilty. Do I? Diana kinda sucks, but also, That's like possibly innocent lives that are... Oh, man. Why are you giving me moral quandaries in a game about dating sex demons?
That's not true. She wants to rule our kingdom.
Oh.
Having one of us will give her the right to our kingdom, as much as we'd have right over hers.
Yeah?
So she's a gold digger.
Wow, that's rude.
Well, with a kingdom like ours, what succubus wouldn't want to marry us for it?
That's rude. It all made sense. She wanted them to know that she could finally take over an opposing kingdom. She knew that, despite her powers, she wouldn't be able to fight against their father, so she would have to find another way in. Okay, I'm feeling less sympathy for her now. That's fine. That manipulative... Before I could continue, I felt my head suddenly get heavy and dizzy. I gripped my head, mewling under my breath. What the?
I took too much. I'm so sorry.
You didn't even kiss me this time, rude.
Rest now. There's no need to do anything more today.
Thank God. The boy suddenly rushed over and helped me lay back down as my vision was painted in white polka dots. I needed sleep badly. Instantly, I closed my eyes and let darkness consume me. I'm letting darkness consume me a lot over the last couple days. After what seemed like hours, I finally woke up, slightly refreshed. My body knew that if I slept any longer, I'd be up all night, which was not part of the plan of the day. I rubbed my eyes and sat up, letting a soft groan escape my lips. In response, something beside my bed shuffled, causing me to look over. I didn't know what I was expecting. It's either Diana or Damien. One of the two Ds. Which one is it? Yay! Beside me... God, I need help. Beside me, sitting in a chair beside the bed, was Damien, rousing himself up to see me awake. I smiled at him, seeing his slightly ruffled hair and tired eyes.
Oh, you're awake. How do you feel?
Better now that you're here. Ew. Better. Yes, better. Damien nodded before he looked down at the bed, taking my hands into his.
I'm sorry. This is all my fault.
No, it's not! Don't put that blame on yourself! Damien, it's not your fault.
No, it is. I was the one who wanted to come to the human world. I convinced the others to come with. If I never did that, we'd never have put you in danger like this.
But then we never would have met! I quickly reached over and put my fingers on his lips, stopping him from going any further. I didn't want to hear anymore. Shut up. Let's just stay like this forever. Damien, it's okay. I wanted to help you out. I offered to let you all stay. Nothing is your fault. I gently moved my hand and cupped Damien's cheek, staring at him with concern. I didn't want him to hold guilt in his mind about this whole ordeal. Diana was desperate and she'd hunt anyone for them. It wasn't his fault she was desperate enough to hunt them down. One thing bothered me, though. Why did his dad scorn him? Why did Damien want to run away? The others seemed a little obvious, but Damien was a mystery. However, before I could be vocally curious, two howevers, that was weird, Damien gently held my head in his hands. Damien? Damien frowned and simply held me.
I'll show you everything.
Okay. Damien let out a small sigh, a hint of depression lingering in the breath he let out, before he focused his energy into my head. My vision blurred and suddenly I was back at the demon castle. God. I expected to see Damien wandering around the halls or with his brothers. However, I found him alone, sitting on the foot of the throne, tearfully curled into a ball. The room smelled of blood, but my eyes couldn't look away from the tearful Damien. What? I knew he couldn't hear me, but I instinctively called out to him. He looked lonely. Where were his brothers?
Why are you crying?
Damien picked his head up suddenly, as I did. Grandpa! Grandfather?
Who are you? What do you want?
It's okay.
I just want to know if you're okay.
Who are you?
Don't be afraid. I'm just a friend.
Friend?
Friend? I stared completely in shock. When did my grandfather knew that? Yes! We established this when you almost died yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah, the Malix thing happened yesterday. Oh, that's weird. So many things have been happening in the last week. Oh god, everything started to fast forward. I saw Damien talking to the voice of my grandfather, seeing his sad face go from happy to surprised to fascinated and cycle randomly. There were even moments when Matthew joined him, letting Damien speak to the voice in the air. It was all unbelievable. Here, my grandfather spoke of the human world, painting it to be a beautiful world full of opportunity. How did my grandfather know about all this? What was going on? My mind slightly spun at the idea that my grandfather delved into magic and demon... Yeah! We established this! Eventually, the world around me slowed to see the boys standing before the empty throne. They looked determined, stout, and ready for something to happen. Damien stepped forward and held his hand out to the throne.
O tenebris portas, aperiat nobis, laudiatur exitum, desiderium.
My grandfather started to chant a phrase unfamiliar to me, letting it rupture into the air around the boys. Gusts of wind started to brush through the room, like a storm rushing in. I watched, however, as a small tear opened in the air in front of the throne. It glowed an unholy purple color, peeking into a very familiar pink cafe. I need like an eyeshadow color based on this game that's unholy purple. No way, that's... Quickly, Sam rushed over and drove his hands through the tear, pulling it open, making it larger, revealing the Pink Lady Cafe with my grandfather on the other side. My grandfather held out his hand, ushering the boys to come.
Hurry up, boys! I can't hold it open for long!
Instantly, the boys ran through the tear, climbing through and almost crashing into the tables and chairs in the cafe. I felt myself move as well, joining them as my grandfather closed the portal. The boys looked around in space, almost mystified at the sight. My grandfather laughed, out of breath, before sitting down at one of the nearby tables.
There now. Welcome to the human world, boys. Let's see. Kay, make us some coffee, please. These boys need a drink.
The barista isn't just like shocked and somewhat horrified that demons are now just in her cafe. I turned to see Kay, the owner of the cafe and the only other person in the room besides the boys, smile and quickly get to work on making coffee. I was dumbfounded. She knew about them? I felt myself getting dizzy at the thought, but I shook my head and tried to focus on what was going on. My grandfather looked the boys up and down before chuckling again. The boys must have still been speechless.
You'll need a spell to cover yourselves up. Humans don't exactly have horns or parade around naked.
They're not wearing pants. They are not wearing pants. The boys looked at each other before collectively nodding and focusing their energies. There we go. Those are the alphas we know and love. Before my eyes, they went from demons to human-looking demons. They were still demons, but now they looked like human people. They looked to each other, ecstatic at their new looks. My grandfather, however, cleared his throat and brought the attention back to him.
Now, don't be rude to Kay now. Sit and enjoy some coffee. It's the best in town.
I've heard that before. Have I? I don't know. The boys obeyed, obviously in his debt. I looked to Damien's face and he was almost in tears with joy. I could tell that he was beyond happy to be in the human world. I almost felt like crying for him, but I couldn't understand why. Maybe it was his facial expressions, or maybe it was because I would meet him soon after this fact. Eventually, Damien stopped the magic, lowering his hands and letting me come back to reality. I held on to Damien, who kept a hold of me to make sure I didn't faint. Everything felt so wrong, and yet it all made sense at the same time. My grandfather knew magic. My grandfather helped the boys. He cast a spell in the mansion and on me to protect me.
I was the one who convinced everyone to come to the human world. I was also the one who asked that man, your grandfather, to bring us.
So he helped you come through. What happened after?
He gave us a wallet full of fake IDs and
God damn it! No! Dang it! Damien laughed nostalgically, even though I missed half the shit that happened because I was too, twitchy on the enter button. I could tell he was happy remembering how my grandfather had helped. I still couldn't wrap my head around it, but the answers I wanted were 6 feet under and unreachable now. Aww. You really wanted to be human. Damien looked at me, his eyes glimmering with both hope and shame.
More than anything, I still want to be human. I don't mean just in looks. Everything.
Damien looked to his hands, lowering them to the bed between us.
Humans don't read minds. Humans don't hurt people like demons do. I didn't ask to be a demon. I want to learn things, go places, and not have to be bound by magic or anything.
Oh, Damien. I stared. It was pitiful to see him like that. That's rude. He almost looked like a child, begging me for something he really wanted. I wanted to help him somehow. I just didn't know how.
It's all right.
Damien?
You've already done so much for me and my brothers, sheltering us, letting us continue to live here.
Damien frowned, though gently caressing my cheek with his hand.
I don't want you to get hurt because of us.
Okay. Damien lowered his head in shame. I couldn't help but feel his heart squeeze within my chest at the sight. He truly cared. Kiss me, you fool. This would be the perfect time for it. Damien let out a small sigh before looking at me with a new smile. He hid his sadness well, but I could tell he was still upset about the whole ordeal.
All right. You should sleep.
Come lay down with me. Damien gently pressed me back down onto the bed, resolved in what had happened. I'm stealing a kiss. I'm doing it. I couldn't leave him without doing something. I quickly pulled Damien down to me, lifted my head and gently kissed him, softly laying a hand on his cheek to keep his face down. Damien stared in deep surprise before hesitantly kissing me back, caressing my cheek and slightly melting at the touch of our lips. A soft sigh escaped his lips before he slowly pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face at the simple gesture. He let out a satisfied sigh before nuzzling my forehead. Oh, that's so cute.
Go to sleep.
Okay. And with that, he stood up and left the room, leaving me to rest per his request. I smiled to myself before relaxing into the mattress.
How pathetically sweet.
God damn it! We were having a nice moment! Okay, I'm gonna cut the episode here. We will see what the hell Diana wants in the next episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. A quick reminder that I post every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. If you're interested in watching more of my videos and keeping up with the series, you can click the subscribe button down below and look at some of the other videos I have posted on my channel. That's all for today, and until next time, peace.